This is a pretty interesting question, and we can see they're talking about a circle and it has this equation. So, something that's good to be aware of is the standard equation of a circle where you have x minus h, the quantity there, squared, plus y minus k squared equals r squared, meaning that hk is your center. Notice these negative signs basically mean take the opposite of those coordinates. So in this case, what's the opposite of positive 3? Well, that center must be negative 3, comma. We'll take the opposite of this one and get positive 4. And notice on the right side of the equal sign it says r squared. Well, if r squared is 9 and you take the square root of both sides, technically you get plus or minus 3. But because we're talking about a radius, which is the distance from the center to a point on the circle, we would really just get 3. Okay, so all that's good information and good knowledge to be aware of. Now let's actually see this in Desmos. So I'm going to go ahead and click the gear icon, delete all, and then I'm going to type this in just so we get a nice visual as well. And really, a lot of what I'm showing you here isn't necessary for solving the problem, but I do think it's beneficial for understanding the question, which will pay dividends later on. So notice here, you can see that everything I said about the center being at negative 3, 4, which I'm actually going to label here just so you can see that. And actually, I should have put an equal sign. There we go. So we can see that's the center right there. And then you can see the radius, 1, 2, 3 in every direction, right? Now they're saying if the x coordinate is negative 3, I'm just going to replace this x with negative 3, and my goal is to find y, right? Well, look at that. I have it now. I can click on this line and notice the y coordinate everywhere along here is 7. Everywhere along here, the y coordinate is 1. So 7 and 1 are actually both correct answers. This is one of those where you could have multiple correct answers or multiple options for your answer. So whether you put 1 or 7, you get it right. Now, if you're curious how you would have done this one by hand, same idea, you could have plugged in for x the negative 3, which means you have negative 3 plus 3, which we know those are opposites, and so they're going to turn into 0. And then I have y minus 4 squared. To get rid of a square, you square root both sides. And whenever you do so, obviously here they're going to cancel. But whenever you square something or square root something that's squared, you get 2 answers, plus or minus. And then I'm going to add the 4 over, which now gives me positive 4 plus or minus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. So again, your answers could have been 7 or 1.